the positive, like, I don't know, but like again, dude, I really gotta just tell Veritas he's getting fat so I can get some drama happening. You know what I mean? Like,
there we go.
you know,
Absolutely.
I gotta tell, I really feel like drama brings the views, though. It
Yeah.
does. Drama brings views. You know, negativity brings views. But here's the thing: it brings kind of the wrong people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It definitely brings the wrong people, but it brings people. So Veritas, guess what, fatty? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, she's a beauty.
Yep.
Welcome to Tarducks, the podcast for content creators to come on and share their experiences, stories, and advice. And I am super happy. I have a fellow Canadian, I have Geekseh. Welcome.
Hey there, bud. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So happy to see you again and chat with you.
You, man. So happy to see you. Always a pleasure. Always a good time.
You're like the friendliest guy. And just, you know, watching your stream, it's just no negativity. And you always, it's just fun, you know?
Yeah. I like to, you know what? Negativity and drama brings the views. So I wish I had more of that because it really does bring the views. But you know what? I'm super just like, I just try not to think of the negative stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like no one wants to, you know, they have that enough in their everyday life. I'm sure everyone has that negative stuff.
Yeah.
So if I'm playing, I want to have fun, goof off, laugh.
Yeah. You're the escape mechanism for people to get away from that crap and just come in and hang out.
Again, though, I wish I just start. I'm just going to start calling people out every week. I'm just going to start calling out random streamers just to get some drama happening. Get some
make
views
up
from
stories.
the drama. Yeah, I'll just make up stories.
Yeah. Oh my
I heard
God.
the Tarducks podcast is all pre-recorded and his questions are all already, or they send them to the guests already. I heard that.
Absolutely. Yeah. There we go. We'll trash.
By the way, I haven't gotten the questions though. I haven't gotten the questions, so yeah, don't expect much, guys.
All right. So what we do to get things rolling first, we do 3 rapid questions, and they don't end up being rapid, but 3 random questions, and let's go.
Okay.
All right. So last movie you and Mrs. Timbit watched, or TV show?
Oh, TV show. We're on Mindhunter right now.
Oh, that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. That is. Yeah.
She's never seen Mindhunter, and I don't remember really the second season.
Yeah.
But now that we're getting like a good chunk of the second season done, I'm like, why isn't there a third? You know what I mean? Like what?
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, yes. All
Great
right.
show.
So now you're going out to your favorite place to eat. What are you eating? What are you ordering?
It's probably going to be like, for me, it's Chinese food.
Yeah.
For Mrs. Geekseh Timbit, it's going to be sushi.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So now you get to play some pond hockey, 3-on-3.
Okay.
Who are the other 2 people, past or present, that are going to be on the ice with you?
I can choose anyone.
Anybody. You name the names. They're there.
Oh my God. I'll probably have Shorzy on the team as my goon.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, what's that old movie? Youngblood? You remember Youngblood?
Yeah.
And I don't know who the actor was, but he was like the god, right? He was such a good player and everything. And I want him. And then I'll just stay back. That'll be a good trifecta.
You didn't pull like Larry Robinson or Guy Lafleur. You just
no. You know what? Like NHL players, that's an easy one to grab at.
Yeah.
I feel like. But like fictional characters, that's where the money's at. Right?
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey man, welcome to the podcast. And
Thank you,
where did the name come from, first of all?
Geekseh. Yeah. So the name's actually really funny. So I still do, but I used to be really heavy into gaming podcasts, and I'm talking like when I was probably like, I would say 18 years ago. Like 19 years ago, I was listening to like the Joystick podcast, 360 Fanboy, like a lot of the old school ones. And at this time, blogs were really popular, right? So blogs were super popular, gaming blogs and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And I thought, you know what? I'll do a video game blog on Canadian gaming. so
Yeah.
Canadian pop culture, but more on Canadian gaming. And then I was like, I have to think of a name, and I was like, oh, Geekseh. That's a really like, so Geekseh.com would be hilarious. And then I realized really fast that there has to be a lot of pop culture news coming out of Canada, which
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot, I'll tell you that much. But the second thing is you have to be good at like things like writing and grammar and stuff like that.
Oh.
And that's not me. Like I'm very terrible at stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of fell through the cracks. But that name, I always like that name, Geekseh. I always
Yeah.
like that name. And then when I started Twitch, I used it.
Okay, awesome. All right, so how did we get here today? So before you went streaming live for the first time or making your YouTube videos, you're a kid from Northern Ontario.
Mhm.
What was your background?
Cooking. So I'm in Canada. I'm sure you know, like if you're in the trades, you do something for a while, and then you apprentice, and then eventually you become you get your red seal. It's called your red seal. And then I cooked forever for my life, pretty much. I've been, starting from dishwasher all the way to a red seal chef. I studied, I did everything, and that's my background as a red seal chef. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your best meal you love to make, or that you?
I just like making pasta, any pasta dish. Yeah, bolognese is my favorite. Just like easy, simple, and a lot of times people are like, oh, you're gonna be critiquing my food. Like if I go somewhere and they find out, it's like I didn't cook it, so I'll love it. Like if I didn't cook it, I'm gonna love it. If I cook something myself, I rip that shit apart. Like it's bad.
Now, do you make your own pasta like from scratch, flour?
No, not. I used to in restaurants and stuff, but like at home, I might go get fresh pasta from the Italian place here, but I'm not making it from scratch. And no one's got time for that. Okay, no one's got time for anything anymore.
Now, are you good with the canned spaghetti sauce, or is that draw the line?
I can church it up if I need. You know what I mean? Like I can church stuff up if I need to, but I do like to make my own. But sometimes I do like to just grab, what's my favorite tomato sauce right now? There's one we specifically get. I can't name it off the top of my head, but it's like, you know what? Easy, quick meals. I'll church it up very slightly, and it's great.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
So now let's talk video gaming. Where did video games start for you? What was your first memories?
Oh, you know what? I definitely the Atari, and it was like this game with elevators and robbers.
Elevator action.
It's something like that. Yeah, I try to always look it up, and I'm like, when someone says a name like that, and then I'll go look at it, I was like, that's not it though. In my head, it's different, but maybe it's just like a false memory or something. But I remember playing the Atari. I remember playing Nintendo and all that stuff, and then eventually we'd go to Super Nintendo, and then I moved over to PC gaming. And I was super young. I got Warcraft 1. I was so pumped. I really loved Warcraft 1, but I didn't know PC gaming at all. So actually, when I would play Warcraft, I'd install it every single time because that's how I thought you had to run the game is like the install. I didn't realize. So yeah. But I love Warcraft 1, and then I remember going later on to Warcraft 2 and like going to Future Shop at this time and looking at the box, right? The PC box, because they had those back then, and just being like, oh, look at this. And then getting it, and it's just like, oh, Warcraft 2, such great memories, and Warcraft 3 too also. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I remember back in the days when you buy a game, it comes with a manual. Like if it was a flight game or a military game, you get like a book. And I was just like, those days are gone.
It was a big box too, right? It was a big box. All the Diablos, all that stuff came with that kind of thing. And it was an event when you purchased it, right? It wasn't like a Steam.
No,
oh, it's on for $5. Let's grab it. You know what I mean? It was an event. And you got the box and everything. Yeah.
And also, people don't realize. Americans don't realize we got our hands tied in Canada. We pay more for the games when they come out up there.
Yeah, what are they at right now? Like, is it $80 now?
I think
Canadian,
so. Yeah,
a game 80 or 90. I think it's close. It's coming to 90. I remember actually getting Lufia 2, which is one of my favorite RPGs. Lufia 2: Rise of the Sentinels. After Christmas for Super Nintendo, and it was $100 Canadian. I remember my dad was like, "You sure you want this?" Because I was like, how young, and $100 back then is like $200 now, pretty much, right? So. Yeah, I was like, yep, Dad, I want this. And of course, you know what? RPGs are the best investments because it just takes hours to complete those
Yep.
things, like hours. So yeah, I remember that.
Oh man. And now over the years, what are some of your favorite games that stick out for you?
Oh man, Metal Gear 2. I
Yeah.
really love Metal Gear 2, Halo 2, Halo 3. I was really big in the Halos. Like
Yeah.
that's what really like my first person shooter kind of memories are definitely Halo 2, but more Halo 3,
Yeah.
and also Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
like the original there. That one changed everything. And then later on down the road, like I would play a ton of games other than those. And then later on down the road, um it was definitely Hearthstone. That's
Yeah.
why I started streaming when I
Oh,
first
okay.
started is Hearthstone, and then also PUBG, of course.
Yeah.
PUBG. Like I feel like Modern Warfare 4, like or Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, and like PUBG were kind of the two games that really like changed gaming in my mind,
Yeah.
right? Like yes, there was H1Z1, but like definitely PUBG brought it a little more to the to the masses.
Yeah.
And same thing with like Call of Duty 4, really bringing that almost RPG leveling system
Mm-hmm.
to a first person shooter. And you can see it because everyone tried to copy
Yeah.
Call of Duty 4 after, everyone tried to copy PUBG, and some were successful, like Fortnite. And
Yeah.
I always said that they should do a documentary, a rise and fall of PUBG, because like it was the biggest
Oh,
game.
hell
And then I
yeah.
feel like it was like almost overnight, it went to like everyone stopped playing it.
Yeah.
A rise and fall would be really cool though to
That would
see.
be cool, yeah. Because if Fortnite
Yeah.
came along and then a couple other things
Yeah.
popped up, and it's like, yeah, and
Yeah.
then it just never got back to that top of the list anymore.
Yeah. And it went free to play, and
Yeah.
it has a place for sure. It's still a popular game. I'm not saying it's not popular, but it just wasn't where it was
Yeah.
before, right? And it's just really interesting.
Yeah. Now, what are you playing these days other than Tarkov? That's do you play anything off stream?
No,
Yeah.
I still play Hearthstone on my phone.
Yeah.
So if I'm just relaxing, I'm chilling and watching something in the misses, I might be fiddling on my phone playing some Hearthstone. I play Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Don't like the route they took. I'm not going to go too into it, but
Yeah.
it is definitely pay to win again. Like they made my mode. I played Battlegrounds, which wasn't pay to win. I felt like everyone was fair, like everyone was fair to more pay to win style. Kind
Yeah.
of got upset, but it sucks because it is Blizzard, right? It's
Yeah.
Blizzard
Mm-hmm.
Activision just doing what they do, and I guess you have to make money. I don't know. Yeah.
And what else? What else are you playing on the PC side of things with when you're streaming these days?
So I played Tarkov. What else was I goofing off with? Frick, I forget.
Marauders
There's
or
like
Cycle?
Marauders. I played a little bit of the Marauders.
That
I
vampire
enjoy
game.
it definitely sounds. The sound is a little wonky, even for someone that plays Tarkov. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it sounds like tap dancers are everywhere around you, and
Yeah.
it really just I don't like it. But I see that Marauders is. I feel like where Marauders is kind of like where Tarkov was when they first started.
Yeah.
So I think good things are going to come. It's just going to take a few years, right?
Yeah.
And then the Cycle, I feel like they're just killing it. They're doing so well.
Yeah.
They're taking leaps and bounds, doing cool things, really changing up the genre. I feel like some of the things they're doing with like if you get killed by a cheater, and that cheater gets banned, you get your stuff back. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a really cool feature, right? Like I think
Yeah.
Tarkov should adopt something like that, where if you die from a cheater and that person gets banned eventually for cheating, you get what your equipment was.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like that these style games, which I think most like I've heard these style games called a lot of different things, but I stick with the Extract Royale
Yeah.
game mode. I just feel like it makes kind of sense. So it's like an Extract Royale where these genres, if there's cheaters, you get really upset, right?
Yeah,
like
it ruins the
no
game.
other game. Yeah, like so in other games you lose like rank, you lose your time of that match.
Right.
But in an Extract Royale, it's like you lose those two things, or not rank, but your time in the match.
Yeah.
But you also lose the time it took you to get that gear.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is hours, right?
Yeah.
For some people, it is hours, and it's frustrating. So I feel like there has to be a system in place that if there is a cheating epidemic in like, you know, let's say DMZ, right, with Call of Duty, it comes out, people love it, but there's so many cheaters. There has to be something in place like what the Cycle's doing, so that you're like, okay, well, at least if they ban them, I'll get like a bunch of gear back when the waves happen, right? When the ban waves happen. Yeah, so I think that's really neat that they've been doing. But DayZ, I really like playing DayZ. Usually when I get tired of Tarkov, I'll switch to some DayZ.
Yeah.
And whatever kind of comes out, I'll try out. I'll dabble in it. But most of the time, I just switch back to Tarkov. I enjoy it. You know, I really do enjoy it.
DayZ, I've just jumped into DayZ this last probably few weeks because I'm Tarkov just has hit that lull for me, and I've never played it before, and I'm absolutely having a blast. Not much PvP engagement, so I hear that's where it really falls short, but definitely love the immersion into it.
It feels like every time you start a character, you're starting a wipe, right?
Yeah.
Like it's really cool. Oh, there goes my. There we go. So I really like that aspect. The only aspect, it's not the PvPs per se.
Yeah.
What I really dislike is just using guns.
Yeah.
I know that's a big thing, but using it's because it's from the Arma 2. It's an Arma 2 mod, so they're using the Arma 2 like systems. Just like it's not how modern shooters work. It's not, but it's just not how modern shooters are. Like you would think, like holding right mouse button down would make it so your gun pops up and then you can aim and shoot. It's not that way. It's like you have to hold control. I totally forget because I don't like that. I'm all about melee. I'm just like, I don't want to get too deep into the guns myself. But there's that, and that's all I've been really jamming. But it's awesome to hear that you've been dipping your toe in DayZ.
It's been fun, and no complaints on that one. Finally dusting it off. It's been sitting in my Steam library for like 3 years, so Tarkov.
Isn't it crazy that game? There's been so many people trying to chase and be the next DayZ for the past like 9 years. There's been games trying to be DayZ, be the next DayZ. And no one can do it. Right? Like no one can do it yet. It's crazy.
If you have a developer's ear, they're coming to you saying, "Geeks, we want you to make the game." What kind of game is it going to be? A combination of what?
Probably a PC shell. Just give me NHL 23 on the PC, please.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
I just end my streams in playing an hour of NHL 23. I don't know why EA is not bringing it. But if I had like any game, like let's not joke around. It would probably be like it would be a Tarkov style game for sure. Like I feel like Tarkov just makes it so like your wins, your highs are the highest you've ever been in a video game. But your lows are going to make you want to punch the monitor more than any other game, right? And it's sad because of the cheating aspect. I don't want to talk too much about cheaters because it's just hard to tell if there's cheaters. Like if it is a cheater or not. Like I have over 8,000 hours in Tarkov, so I can generally have a good educated guess if it was a cheater, right? But like what I always tell people is just report them if you think they're cheating and move on. Don't let them ruin your day. I know it sucks. I know it's really depressing, and it's
disheartening.
It's just like, man, like F. You know what I mean? Like you just want to just yell at them and just be like, why? Like I just want to play video. I just want to play this game and have fun. But then other times I hear it from a lot of people, and it's like, and even for me, right, we'll replay things that I did, right? So I'll die and I'll be like, that was super, like, what's going on there? And then we'll put the stuff in slow motion. I'll be like, oh, I just messed up. Like it was, I don't think people do that enough where they think they hit their shots or something. And then, because I'm streaming, I can replay buffer it. I can look at what just happened. And it's like, no, I didn't hit 4 out of the 5 shots. You know what I mean? Like it looked like I did. It definitely looked, but if you slow motion it, it's like it went over his right shoulder and all this other stuff. And the other thing is desync is bad with it, right? There's a lot of problems that this game has that you can't just always yell cheater,
right?
Even though I know you want to, and it's probably it probably makes the most sense to you in your head, but you just never know how things are.
No.
Yeah.
It's just the blatant ones too. You spend an hour in a game, you go into labs and with two other buddies, and you all get taken out within a second, headshot by it's just those are the ones that like, oh, really? That's that just takes the wind.
I just don't like. I think the frustration. So for me, it's frustrating, but I couldn't imagine a person that plays casually for fun, right? Like that's the biggest thing, right? It's just like I feel bad for those players. At least me, I do this for a living, so I can go get loot. But like I can see why people get so frustrated because you have 2-3 hours, you want a couple of raids in, and like you're getting cheated on, like you. And the thing is, it's like, okay, I spent like 30 minutes in this raid, I got everything going. You're like, I'm gonna go, and then it's like, ding, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like I wasted this, and like I only have an hour and a half.
Right.
Before, like my kid's asleep. I only have an hour and a half. And like I get it. I get the frustration. So that's why I said, if this style game is going to go mainstream, is going to do is going to go to the next level, I really do believe what Cycle is doing or something of that nature, where when the ban waves come, you get your stuff back from the people that killed you, because it's just too difficult not to, right?
Nope, that's a great feature. That's so cool. I didn't know they were doing that. Nice. So now let's go back to, you said you do this as a living. What made you jump in and hit go live for the first, or actually first, did you making YouTube content come first, or did Twitch come first?
No, Twitch just came first.
Okay.
I just I would actually just, I had really no friends because I'm from the East Coast and I moved to the West Coast. I didn't really have many friends, and I watched a couple of people on Twitch. I really liked it, and I was like, you know what? Like, I started on a laptop, and I was just like, you know what? I'll just go and do it, and hopefully make some friends, or at least goof off doing it.
Yeah.
And I was saying how, I started with Hearthstone. That's because my laptop could run Hearthstone and stream at the same time. Wow. So that's what I did. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
And I just did it for fun. I actually I did it when I was with my ex at this time.
Yeah.
And she was a bartender, so she'd work at night. And like I didn't want her to know that I was doing this really, so I'd wait till she was gone, then I'd start my stream up, and I did it like, it was a goof, but I was like, it was weird. It was like 6 years ago almost, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like it wasn't as mainstream and cool as it is now.
Right. I was just gonna say,
like,
you're doing it because you don't want to be like that geeky guy's like, oh yeah, my boyfriend's home streaming, and then like the stink eye comes out. What? He's white. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh man. And now over the and I think the first couple of years, when did the commercials start? Because you started doing some commercials, and
I do feel like everyone's stream, if they do it for a long time, you go through different iterations of your stream. I would say, like, different things you would do. So yeah, one of the things that I would do is what he's talking about, guys, is commercials where I would get stuff from the dollar store, like just the stupid cheesy stuff. And if you hit the follow button when you were watching me, I'd grab something out of like these baskets that I had, and I'd be like, oh, you know what, already boiled beets, like my boy here loves boiled beets. And then I'd use their name, right? I'd be like, Noof loves boiled beets, what can I say, right? And it just became a thing. And then eventually I got a little more successful, so then it started going, when you sub, I'll do it. And then eventually, again, you become successful enough that you're like, I can't do this anymore. And you outgrow it. You kind of outgrow it, and because your community. So it's hard because you think, because you've done it so much, you think everyone's seen it as much as you've done it, right? But it could be someone's first time, and it could be someone's 100th time seeing that little ad. So eventually I just outgrew it, and I just kind of, I started on something else, and I changed stuff out. You're always changing in content, or at least hopefully you are changing. You should be changing. That's something I'm always trying to do, is like ask the community's feedback. I just actually, with my community, I just put out a Google Doc saying like, hey, like, here's, I just want you to be honest. Like, tell me what you think of all this stuff that I've been doing, right? Like, do you like the music that I play? Do you like we play this game on stream called Words on Stream, right?
I love it.
You love it. Some people don't love it, right? So I'm finding that out. Like, okay, some people don't love it. What do you, to describe why you came to the stream? Why am I your main streamer? If not, what does some other streamers do that you wish I did? I'm just always good. Like, yeah, I'm always improving or trying to improve, I should say. And I feel like if you don't try to improve, you just eventually just get you just kind of get left behind. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not changing and stuff, like that's how I feel.
Yeah. Well, I saw like, even I think it was over the summer, you put out a tweet, hey, any collaborators out there want to get together, and I think bounce some ideas back and forth. I think
that was about a month and a half ago. And I want to do that. I would say later on. I want to do that after the wedding, after I get married here, when I have more time. But it's something I really want to do, where it's just like I meet up with people that take YouTube serious, like that are putting out a lot of YouTube videos. And like I think something that you don't get a lot of as a content creator is honesty. And no one really, and it's good and bad. And no one wants to like rip you a new one, really. And most of the time it's trolls. So I don't really take like you never, if you said something to me like, Geeks, the music's too high, man, you should really turn it down, blah blah blah, I would take that. I would take your word at such higher value than if someone just randomly popped in and is like, dude, your music's super, like, I'm like, guys, what do you like? I'd ask everyone else, and then we decided we're a few. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to get a bunch of people with YouTube, especially YouTube's just such a weird, it's just such a friggin', I hate it, but I love it. And I'm trying new stuff all the time. And I just want, hey, let's just talk about some ideas. Let's look at some thumbnails that we've been doing. Let's be honest with each other, and not like in a mean way, but let's rip each other's thumbnails apart and be like, what didn't I like? What do you like? You should try something different. Like, okay, let's look at let's look at your data, 30% of the audience is leaving within the first 30 seconds. Let's watch the first 30 seconds together and let's see what's happening. And it's that kind of stuff that I think makes you better, especially when you have this tight little group.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I do feel like content creation, even though you might be streaming to 10, 20, 100, 200 people, at the end of the day, it's super lonely because you're making the decisions by yourself. You're doing everything pretty much a lot of times by yourself, and it's just nice to have those friends, right?
So like, I think I had a conversation with Veritas and Pest, and the whole team came on, and that's how and even with Deadly in them too, the marksman, just a support group that they had internally, not a stream team to compete, but just a support group to bounce ideas off and get that loneliness out of there. Because like you said, you're by yourself streaming, if you're starting out, a lot of hours, and you're not really getting that human interaction. You're seeing chat, but no two-way conversation.
Yeah, it is really tough because you want to think you're making the best decisions, but sometimes you're like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right play here. And what you got to do is like I said, you got to be changing. So you got to try it out. See what your audience's, the community's interaction with it is. Sometimes they love it, sometimes they hate it, and then you go on from there.
And then also you add into this, that loneliness aspect to it. Over time, it's got to have some effect from a mental health standpoint. If you don't get out and touch grass and all of that.
It controls my life. It's actually really unhealthy. Like, this whole thing is really unhealthy. I know. I try to think someone out there wishes they were at where I'm at, because I know, I do well. I'm happy with where I'm at, but I'm always trying. Again, I'm beating myself up always. I'm trying to reach new heights always. And it goes for anything, right? Like, I always talk about, like, if I go from 200 people to 100 people, and I'm like, fuck, like, that's a big loss right there, right? That's 50%. it's just like, even though it's only it's still 100 people, it's still really good. It's still like if you had 20 viewers and then you went to 10 viewers, you're
Right.
still losing 50% of them.
Yeah.
And you're still going to be hurt the same way. You're still, that kind of came to my mind when I heard Summit talking about it, where he was at like 20,000 and now he was at 10,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, how could you be upset that you're at 10,000 people? But again, it's that 50% that you just lost. And it's not about what's there right now. It's like, why did I lose 50%? Like, what am I doing wrong? What did I change? Like, and that's what I'm, the biggest thing I hate about this industry, it's an industry of like me, please like me, please follow me, please, please, subscribe to my YouTube, please. And then it's so hard. It really gets, it really keeps you up at night, but it also is what drives me to make better content, to always be changing stuff up, and it's super unhealthy, this industry. It's so all this social media stuff's so unhealthy.
You spend so much time, but end of the day though, are you still enjoying it though?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still, I wouldn't be doing it. I honestly wouldn't be doing it if I was miserable. I still like that I have ideas. I want to try to get better. I still enjoy myself. I still remember my, where I started for sure. Like,
with your homemade lamps, remember? Or
my homemade lamps, my one story that I always tell people is like, when I really started doing this, like, I started taking this really, really serious. And I thought, like, this is what I'm going to do. I worked 2 jobs. I was single at the time. I had my own place, and I worked 2 jobs, and then I'd stream full time. And at this time, I was just like, I was making no money, with rent, everything. I was making no money. I remember I was at a holiday party for hockey, and we were doing Secret Santa, and it was like $20 and under. And $20 to me at this time, this was only like, honestly, this was 5 years ago, I'd say. 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Anyways, $20 to me was a lot of money at this time. A lot of money. It was like make or break, like if I can eat noodles, you know what I mean, for the rest of the week. So I got like this little Bluetooth shitty speaker that was like $20 from like London Drugs or something. I wrapped it up, and I wrapped it really shittily so I knew which one was mine. And then I like brought it in and I just threw it in the pile. And then when it was my turn to pick, I had to make sure that I grabbed my gift and I would put it under my seat, because it was still like one of those gifts where you can like steal people's gifts. And I had to be like, no, it's just a speaker, guys. And then I put it like under my chair and just watched hockey, because that was on the background. And then I just put it under, like, so no one could see my gift. And I had to make sure I returned it the next day to get that $20 back. Right?
Holy
like
cow.
that's where I was when I started streaming. I was poor. I'm doing what I was doing what I love, for sure, working the 2 jobs and trying to stream. And it's just like one of those things that it's like humble beginning. Like those are good times in my life though. Like when I was like doing commercials, like I was changing stuff up. And not to say this isn't a good time, but like it's just, it was a different time, and now it's a little more serious. I'm really trying to focus on it. But like I was telling you before this interview was, I am getting married in a month, and we're doing it 2 hours away from us. There's a lot to like, we have like 13 vendors at this thing, and it's like a 4-day event because we're renting the house next to the place that this is taking part in, so that my friends from out east can stay with us for a while, and we can make memories. You know what I mean? It's going to be a memory maker. That's what I'm saying, is it's going to be a memory maker. Tarkov's a little slow right now, so I am kind of just like, I'm streaming. I'm trying not to think about my numbers, because they are down. Like, my numbers are down a lot right now, but I always think about the people that are still there, still hang out, we still have laughs. It's just harder right now because I don't have that free time to like make the extra TikToks or make the YouTube videos, right? Especially the YouTube videos. I've just been like racking my brain. I'm trying different stuff. I'm trying, like, this new video I'm working on is really different. It's I'm only using level 1 gear. And I'm trying to just figure out a new way of doing things, because like right now, I always thought the way to do YouTube honestly was like get videos out every day. Make sure you have a video out, like video. And I'm gonna look to see if like higher quality production will do a little better for me, maybe, right? Because maybe, you know, my 8-minute video that people are watching, you know, 52% of, and someone, if I put out a 20-minute video, say, but higher production, gets people to watch it. Maybe if they watch 60, like 48% of it, or 50%, if YouTube will like that a little more, maybe my audience will like it a little more. I have these ideas that I just want to change stuff up. I don't want to keep being stagnant. And the problem is making these longer form videos. It's not just me doing the same formula from short form to long form. It's like I'm capturing video now without my screen on stream. So I have 2 OBSs running. I'm trying to get clean cams so that I can talk about what's happening. I'm trying to show maps on where I'm at, and like you'll see it. I'm really excited for it. Cool. And then here's the thing. This is the craziest part about it, is if you spend 80 hours on a video, it doesn't mean it's going to blow up. Nope. And then you can spend 10 hours on this random video and it blows up, and you're like, what is this? Like, what happened? Like, why is this one blowing up and the one I spent all this time on? Like, it's, and you can look at data, you can look at analytics. I know why technically. Like, I the big stuff is watch time, click-through rate, and then also how many subscribers you're getting through the video. I think those are I think are the 3 golden things. So if people are watching a lot of your video, YouTube loves that. If people are clicking on your thumbnail a lot, YouTube loves that. And then if you're gaining subscribers, that means people are really liking this video. So YouTube loves that.
It's just like shorts. You put a half-ass effort in a short, and the next it's like it gets 10,000 views, and one you spent 20 hours doing, it's like gets 5. It's like it makes
you're
no
like
sense.
Oh, this is a brilliant idea.
Right.
I just had one the other day. I was like, I spent a little time on it. I did some cool stuff. And I was like, it did okay. Like, I was happy, I'm proud. But then what you have to do is like that, what I was proud of and I'm happy with, I'm going to take that style, I'm going to keep going with it. And then I'm bringing it to my long form content. Like, I'm like, okay, I like how I did these types of things, really trying to keep something changing on the screen every 10, 20 seconds, because it engages the audience. And it's just a lot of work. And I just gotta be like, okay, well, I'm gonna try. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna try. So
also right now it seems like there's a bit of a trend for everybody doing some IRL footage, IRL videos and things like that. That seems I see like Red Ops, he's going out golfing. You've got Rock Mom, she's going out doing things out in the woods and whatnot. So it's just like, seems like people are moving, just trying different things essentially right now.
I think in the end of the day, people should, like I said, it's about progressing and changing and being like, okay, well, I like to do this, and why not make content on it? Like, I already know how to make content. So like, okay, if I like to, hockey is like, everyone wants me to go make
I was just going to say,
oh, everyone wants me to like put a camera up, and it's like, that is like my one place where I just like, I'm just,
zenning out. That's
it's my time, right? It's like every other hour of the day, it's streaming, doing content, stuff like that. But with things now, it's just like there's TikTok, there's YouTube Shorts, there's doing YouTube videos, there's Twitter, there's Twitch. It's just like you only have so much time in a day, and then you're and I do have people that I hire to do stuff for me, and it works out, but you're not at that point always. No one, some people don't have money, right? Like, so like I'm lucky enough that I have some extra money, but I spend a lot of money on myself so that I can hopefully get bigger. And then I'm just as kind of at where I'm at, trying to return a speaker nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, I'm lucky, and I'm at a better place. I have a fiance, we're doing fine, like we're not, dying poor, right? But like I think about, you have to put money back in this. It's my business. That's how I see it. It's my business. I'm really trying to put money back into it to make it grow more. And you know, in the end of the day, you know, I was really streaming. I was trying to stream a lot and do a lot of content while TwitchCon was happening, because this is the first one I'm missing in 3 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, a lot of streamers aren't there,
away, yeah.
you know, so there's going to be a lot of new people. I should, you know, let's go.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got better numbers for sure. I got my old numbers back because Tarkov's in a dull state. My numbers have been bad, but I got back to my old numbers, and you know what? That was cool and everything. But what was really nice was like 3 people in that weekend that I did it. Like 3 people were like, "I'm really happy I found your content. It's really good. I really like your attitude." And like, honest guys, you saying that to a streamer, content creator, you have no idea how much that means, right? Like, because we all just not monotonize. What's the word? I'm bad at English.
Yeah.
We like just think about those negative comments we get, right?
Yeah.
You can, you know, but like the positive comments really mean a lot. Like really mean a lot, you guys. So if you're out there, you know, and it doesn't have to be me, but go to your favorite streamer and be like, I just want you to know how good you are. I want you to know that you really are. This is great content. Like, tell them. They'll love it. They'll love it. Yeah.
This is why we love Geeks, man. This is like, you know, it's just, that's it, dude, right there.
The positivity, like, I don't know, but like, again, dude, I've got to. I really gotta just tell Veritas he's getting fat so I can get some drama happening. You know what I mean? Like,
there we go. Absolutely.
You know, I gotta tell. I really feel like drama brings the views, though. It does. Drama brings views. You know, negativity brings views. But here's the thing: it brings kind of the wrong people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It definitely brings the wrong people, but it brings people. So Veritas, guess what, fatty? No, I'm just kidding.
Hang on, let me get him in here. We'll have like a fight like the old days when Pest and Veritas they had a war on Reddit, you know?
Yeah, I think you know, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll always be that guy. I'll always be positive. It's funny because on stream I'm super positive about everything in my life and everything for you, and I'll be positive, but like behind the scenes, man, I am such a negative Nancy on my content.
No. Johnny Dark Cloud.
Like, you should talk to my mods after stream. I'm like, why am I such a piece of garbage, you guys? Like, it is bad.
God.
It's really bad. But again, me being that way makes it so that I'm changing content. I'm trying new things. Like, I'm not being like, I'm great. This is my content's doing well. I'm just gonna stick with Formula A, B, and C, right? Like, I wish I could stick with Formula A, B, and C. I was doing that well, but you know what? My content's not doing the greatest, and you know, we can always improve. I'm always, as a content creator, as an editor, I'm always gaining new tools, new skills, doing things faster. What can I add to this? What would I like to see in a video? And yeah, we go from there.
Yeah.
So there's the rant. Sorry about that.
That's all right, dude. But you know, you bring up a good point though. Like, you know, keeping it positive while you're on stream, because nobody wants to watch somebody who's miserable or not enjoying what they're doing. There's 10 pages of other people they can go watch.
Yeah.
And really, you know what you do, you're like the bartender. People are coming in to listen to you and
that's a good analogy.
Share your advice. So. Yeah. That's, you know, that local bartender like Sam from Cheers.
Yep.
For those that remember that.
What would that, I don't know what that different, I don't know what it would be nowadays.
I don't know either. I don't even know. Yeah, that's a good one.
Bartender. Would it? No. I don't know.
Mo, maybe. Not Mo.
Yeah, Mo, or like someone from It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like one of them, because they were bartenders, but they didn't really bartend, right? They were just out there. But yeah, it's I just want that attitude, because like I want the community to your community reflects you.
Yeah.
So and that's who I am. That's the community I have. We're upbeat.
Yeah.
We can have a bad week. Sometimes, you know, people have bad weeks. We'll talk through it. We shoot the shit, but most of the time, everyone's just positive, talking about like hockey and like some other stuff, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just
You're a good cheerleader, you know. For people coming into the chat, you're a good listener. That's or I guess you're a good reader. You know, that's something that you pay attention to people coming into chat, and that's so important.
Yeah, I think if you miss someone's message, that's not a big deal. That's a huge deal. You should, like, my goal is to always read everyone's message, like try to, at least, right? I really want to read everyone's message and try to get to it. Sometimes I do miss it, especially if I'm in the middle of a game or whatnot, but you know, things can, you always want to read people's messages. Like right now it'd be like, why is your screen blurry? And I'd be like, I don't know, but sorry, my camera's acting up today. I'm having a meltdown with it.
That's all right, man. So now, let's talk hockey for a second there.
Let's go.
We saw the Twitter post there a little while ago of your hockey bag and stick. You playing with the boys. How often do you get out?
So in the summer, I'm getting out. Actually, in the winter, I'll get out the same. So summer, I do twice a week. The winter, it is once a week with one group and then once a week with another group.
Yeah.
So I am playing 2 times. At least I try to get out, but I'm guaranteed to go out once for sure.
And now what's rink time like? Is like super early in the morning because all the other leagues are taking that time, or
no? Actually, it's late at night. So it's like in the summer, it's Tuesday and it's Monday and Thursday in the summer, and it's usually late. It's usually like anywhere between 7 and 9 o'clock.
Oh.
And then in the winter though, it's Saturdays at 8:15.
Yeah. Well,
and then no, it's not bad. And then the other ice time I play is Tuesdays at, I think it starts at like 10:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And it's just my day off from streaming. So I just go and play a game of hockey.
Now, full gear or helmet and skate?
Full gear. Everything. I don't wear chest protector anymore because I don't play contact. But sometimes I regret it from getting a puck in the chest, or you take a you blow a wheel or something, and you fall and you kind of hit your back or something. But most of the time I'm fine, and I've been playing for a long time now, so it's something I still love to do, and it's just. Yeah, I love it. It's just my like I said, it's my time. You know what I mean? Like that's where I don't want to make content because that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing beats the speed, that coasting. Whether it's on a pond or a rink. You just that feeling, the air flying through your. Yeah, it's a good time.
It's great. Like in the summertime, we didn't really get it because the rinks weren't actually keeping up. But like my favorite feeling, honestly, is when it's still warm outside. Like like right now it's fall, so it's. It's still kind of warmer outside, and then you go in that rink, and then you just get covered in cold. Like it's just like this big breeze comes on you as you walk through the door, and it's just like, like I'm home, and that's the only place. Like I don't drink often or smoke marijuana cigarillos often at all. But at hockey, those things come out, and it's just my relax time, right? And I find that it's because if I smoke, any sort of marijuana when I'm not about to play hockey or do some sort of like event or something, I feel like I'm always thinking work or like what I could be doing. I can't just relax when I'm on that stuff. So usually, 2 beer, couple of Tarducks, and I'm like, okay, I'm just about to play hockey. Let's do this, baby.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, it's the best. I just love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. So now, when it comes to Twitch and the content creation side of things, you went live because to fight that loneliness and whatnot. What was those first people that came into chat? Because you've got strangers coming in, they're coming in to see you. What was that experience like?
It was wild to like become friends with some of these people, right? Like to be close friends and to know a lot more about them than like some of your other friends what they're doing, right? Like because I talk to them every day almost, or I would see them and you'd have a relationship. The weirdest thing though is to have these people in your life for so long, and you'd be like, oh shit, how's this, blah blah blah, and then they're just gone one day, right? And then every once in a while they come back and you're like, holy shit, like dude, Toadski, what's up, what's going on, and you still remember things like how's Michigan doing, dude? Are you still going on, like it's one of those things where it's like your audience. I heard some stat, I don't know if it's true, some insider info where they say like 70% of your audience every 3 months is recycled.
Oh wow.
I don't know if that's true. That could, but like I could kind of see it too at the same time. You know, and that's why it's so important to keep growing and to keep making content and people to find you
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But you're gonna lose people, like, and you can't, like, and again, it comes back to the please like me, please like me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take offense to it. You know,
Yeah.
when people there, a lot of times people will come in and be like, so sorry I'm late, geeks, and it's like, listen, streaming come like this whole thing, life comes first, and then when you can come hang out with the boys, shoot the shit,
Yeah.
please come hang out with the boys. But like, life comes first. I get it. I don't have time to go into a stream after work, you know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
barely have time to go say hello and resub to my buddies
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's very hard. I understand people have limited time, and the same thing with like with subbing. Like, you being in someone's stream and lurking and just having it up and being a viewer, and every once in a while you can interact and be a part of the stream, awesome. But you just like lurking, doing those little things means a lot more than a sub, you know. And like right now we're in, I would say, in a scary place in the world history, I would say, because I feel like there's another recession coming.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I've never been part of content creation when a recession's hit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very much spend money on my business, but
Mm-hmm.
also I'm cheap, man. I'm frugal. I nest egg everything. I try to, because you never know. You know, right now I'm at the lowest sub count I've been at in probably 3 years, I would say.
Wow.
But like, I believe in myself. I believe in my content.
Yeah.
I get what's happening out there in the world. Like, it's not just because people don't want to. I know how it is out in there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I understand where the world's at. I understand, like, Tarkov's not doing the best.
Yeah.
The world's not doing the best, you know. But like, all I do is like, hey, come hang out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all I can ask for, right? That's free.
Yep.
You guys throwing on my stream, just lurking, hey, that means a lot, and that's free for you guys. So, you know, my tag is, you know, for YouTube, you know, subscribe to the channel. It's free for you guys. It means the world to me, because it actually does. Like, that, those little things, like you lurking on a stream, you watching the YouTube video, even on mute all the way through, just to, like, you know, commenting on video.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff means so much for content creators. And I feel like people don't think that. I feel like people, especially on Twitch, feel like if they can't sub, they're not helping the content, like the creator out.
Yeah.
Where you can help them out in so many ways. They like, hey, listen, you can go, if your content creator, your friend is saying like, unless you sub, you're not helping me out.
Yeah.
You might have been in with the wrong content creator right there. But like, you know, I'll tell you straight off the bat, like, just lurking just is like crazy, just to get the, you know, bump yourself up, put yourself up, make you expose more people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought up a good point there a minute ago about, you know, preparing for that rainy day. You know, as a content creator, you don't get sick days, you don't get vacation days. You've got to bank that in there somehow.
Yeah, you it's like the best meme I've ever seen about content creation was this little meme thing that said, like, do what you love and you never work a day in your life. You know that motto?
Uh-huh.
And then it was scratched out and said, do what you love and you kind of work all the time. And it's so true with content creation. Like, I love what I do, but I work all the time, right? I'm working all the time. If I take a day off like I did today, unless your YouTube, you know, YouTube could be making you passive income, which is what you want. TikTok doesn't make me income, but it could be, you know, getting you followers passively. You can't rely on Twitch. Twitch is the worst way to get the followers, get people going to you. It's just like, it's the best way to make money for sure. It's the best way to make passive income, meaning with subs and everything. But like, unless you're in the first two rows, no one's really going down to click on you, right?
Right.
So you have to think of a lot of things, and like, you know, with TikTok's one of the most organic things right now to get your content out to other people. But at the same time, I don't know how much it's doing for me either. I don't know, like, you know. Again, it's just like, like
it's rolling the dice.
You know, that's one of those businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, you know, when it comes to streaming, you know, what, if looking back on the 5 years, 6 years you've been doing it, what have been some of the highlights for you that you look back, it's like, wow, that happened, or this relationship, things like that?
Yeah, no, you know, I would say like playing with people that I looked up to when I started, like being friends with some of these people, I'm like, holy shit, like that is so cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like, be like that, but just like, that's fucking cool. I'm playing with you. And that, having drops and get my last drops event, I was lucky enough to get it hosted by like Willers and
Yeah.
Landmark. And I had 50,000 people.
Holy crap.
But again, like it was wild. And like I gained like 15,000 followers that day and stuff. And then it's like you can. It's a double-edged sword. Though,
you ride that wave
like,
and then it comes down.
Coming back, you know what I mean? Where are they? They said they liked my content. You kind of like you just have to like live in the moment and really stay positive about it. But it really messes your mind up, and you have to have the right mindset. You have to have this right mindset, and I do as I say, not as I do, because behind the scenes, I'm having meltdowns every day, you guys. But it's one of those things where I have to be an optimist to be like, you know what, it's going to get better. I can't spend much time doing what I want to do right now because of the wedding, but I know once I get back, the missus and I already talked. She's a workaholic too, so I'm lucky for that.
Yeah.
That we're both so into our careers, but like when we get back, we know what's going to happen. It's go time again.
Metal,
and like I'm trying to think of like right now I'm actually making like little notes on like what people are doing to be popular. Like what do you need to do, and like how they do certain things. How popular people are doing Twitter, or maybe they're not popular and then they're getting popular, but like how are they acting on this platform, that platform, and like other things. And I'm just trying to make notes right now on like what I should be doing or a day, and figuring out my goals every day on like what I should be hitting, like a Twitter post. And like I think people, like right now I'm looking and I'm seeing like people really love to see your everyday life on Twitter too, right? Like they want to see like me make a joke about the grocery store, or me,
making breakfast or something.
But like I might not want you in the hockey arena with me, but maybe I'll post like, hey, here's my new tape job on my stick, or here's my stick, or stuff like that, because it is stuff I really love and just geeking out about. You know,
a cooking stream maybe. No,
motherfucker, dude, that is something that gets asked in stream so much, and I'm going to tell you right now, you'll never get one. No one will ever get, you mother effers will never get a cooking stream from me.
No naked cooking
I'm
sessions.
Retired.
Geeks.
I'm retired. Fuck no. F no, dude. Cooking. No. Oh,
all right. How about your Twitch partner story? Is that a memorable moment for you?
It was super memorable. I got it while I was doing Hearthstone.
Okay.
It was definitely memorable. It was just, I just got a good amount of viewers. I actually I got the email when I was with the missus. We were just starting kind of dating for a bit. And I was with her, and we were in like baller ass house. I have to tell you, it was like a new edition of a house. Or there we go. It was a newer build house, and I was like, oh baby, like it was like a dream of a dream, right?
Yeah.
To live there. And I like they go for 1.3 million now.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's insane. And so I was there on the top floor. I remember their house, and I was like, "Hun, I got Twitch," and it was like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Like again, Twitch wasn't what it was. You didn't get that picture of the owl flying out and stuff like that, right? But like it's those goals, like something that I'm realizing that I don't do enough, that I think everyone should do, whether you're a streamer doing anything, is like those little wins. And not to say it wasn't it's not a big win, because it was a huge win, but I'm talking about just even like little wins. Like you gotta celebrate, man. You gotta celebrate those little things in your life, because it's before you know it, you're just like you're you're like me and you're just miserable and looking at the little things that are negative. So like, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like I would tell people is like, is any job you have or anything in your life, go celebrate those little wins, man. Go celebrate something small.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like more people need excuses to celebrate too right now with how
yeah.
it is in the world, man.
Absolutely.
You need an excuse to go let off some steam, have some fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, let's take it down. What has been the hardest thing about being a content creator?
Definitely like I you know, it's the I'm really thinking that I'm putting so much power, so much effort into this one video, and to be like, oh, this video, you know, and it's just like art, right? Like I always compare it to art. Like you look as an artist, you look at something you made 6 months ago, you're gonna think it's shit because you know you got so much better in a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like that. But like at that time of me drawing this hand on this piece of paper, I thought it was amazing. I spent hours drawing this hand on this piece of paper, and it didn't get viewed by a lot of people. They didn't like the hand that I drew. So you know what I mean? Like you get bummed out by that stuff. But it's just the hours you put in stuff, and like social media, you know, this is something that we're battling with now. They're talking about, you know, I'm always on the side of no, social media is good for you guys. Come on back. Like this is my job. Be on social media. Come on out. But like in all honesty, it is bad for your, you know, like, you know, you post something and then you go and look and you're like, how many likes did it get? Like,
Refresh.
Is it shared? Yeah. You know, you do that stuff. And as much as I want to sit here and be like, I don't do that, I'm cool. Like I don't look at how many likes I got or how many subs I got from this or how many people watch my video. Yeah, I do it all the time. I'm always looking at stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's my job to look at stuff and see what's hitting, what's not hitting.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and you know, like there was 1 week there. It's so stupid. 1 week there, a month ago, where YouTube was just, you know, the shorts hit, my long form videos hit, and it was just like this perfect storm. And I was like, I was living life. I felt so good that week. I was like, oh, like it changed my mood. My mood was so good for the whole week. And then it went back to where it was. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, I'm trying to make content for you guys. What do you, like, I meant for YouTube, not you guys, but like, I'm trying to make YouTube, like, why don't you like it, YouTube? You know what I mean? Why don't you like this? And you have to dig really deep and really look into things, but you'll eventually find it. Yeah, you'll eventually find it.
When did you figure out that you could do this as a career? Like, was there a certain moment, or did you just full send it and say, fuck it, I'm doing it?
Well, like I said, I was working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to quit one job. And then it was unhealthy for me too, because what happened was I went from cooking to not knowing what I wanted to do, right? I quit cooking. So when I first originally quit cooking, that's how I got into streaming, because I had time off. I had a nest egg built.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out what I was doing. And then I started doing another job with a Fortune 500 company. And then I built up a definite nest egg from that. And I was back at square one. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I wasn't streaming at this time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm back to square one. And I thought doing community support work was going to be my thing. I'm good with people. You know, I think community support work would be good for people with disabilities. So I grabbed that job, and then I started cooking also on the side 2 days a week just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And then streaming started kind of happening. And I was like, okay, well, the community support work job was I was working with one individual, very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It was really hard to work with him. He was known to do like drama. Lots of stuff blew up in your face.
Yeah.
The slightest thing could cause a meltdown, and he was my age. It was so difficult. I learned a lot of things from doing that job, and you know what? I was like, I'm doing well enough that I think if I put in the time that I'm doing on that job into streaming, I can make a little more and cover myself.
Yeah.
It was okay. I was still surviving, but
Yeah.
like I was definitely like still like hand to mouth, and then luckily I was doing 1 day a week, and then luckily I met my fiance, and then she eventually moved in, so then my bills were a little less,
Yeah.
so that I could try to like figure it out. You know, I I had to make sure I had like 4 or 5. I made sure I had like 4 or 5 months of like bare bone minimum, like I could just
Yeah.
get past. That's how I built up a nest egg with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you've been doing it for the past 5 years, 4 years?
Yeah, I've been full time for about 4 years now. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
3.5, 4 years. Yeah.
Not easy.
No, it's not easy, but it's like it's funny because it's a dream job to everyone. You know,
Yeah.
every kid wants to be a Minecraft tuber, and you know, I love what I do. I wouldn't change anything in a day, but if I would lie to be like, it's all kittens and rainbows, guys. You should do it too. It's kittens and rainbows. It's super easy to do this too.
Do you still get excited when you go live?
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, like it's like, how do I describe? It's like a clubhouse.
Yeah.
Like all your boys are there. I want to talk shit, especially hockey season's about to start.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be talking shit about everyone's team except for mine, and like you know, like it's just fun to hang out,
Yeah.
have some fun, you know, play games in the background. Most of the time, I'm just like I'm not paying attention to the game a lot of time nowadays. Like I'm still there's some moments I definitely am, and I miss chat and I hate it, but I'm just trying to like that's you know it's a hangout.
Yeah.
You know you're hanging with the buds.
It's
you
a
know
kitchen party.
in the
Newfie
clubhouse.
kitchen party.
Yeah, exactly. Kitchen parties are the best.
They are, absolutely. Yeah, and make sure you take, you know, if you're coming up from the States into Canada, make sure you take your shoes off when you go into people's houses. I just, you know,
You know what? I still think I think that's a rumor that they keep them on. Because
No.
I talk to a lot of Americans, and they're always like, "No, that's like weirdos. They do that."
no, when we moved down here to the States, it was like fall time in Connecticut, and we invited our first group of friends over, all people from Connecticut. They come into our house, and they don't take off their shoes. My wife was like, I thought she was going to kill people. You know, mud. It's so.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is so bizarre. Nobody takes their shoes off.
Yeah, but like, that's fake. I don't think that's real. I still don't think it's real. I think you're just pulling my leg. No,
Nope.
those are psychopaths. Okay, they're not doing that.
Here's my logic. I think it's because the whole culture's been raised on TV, and when you watch sitcoms, nobody's taking their shoes off on TV. You know, they just walk into the apartments and they got all their shoes on.
You're a psycho if you wear your shoes, man.
Yeah, like Seinfeld. Nobody took their shoes off. Kramer runs right in. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. How about Tarkov? What do you think? What's your opinion of the state of the game?
It's stale. It's stale. Yeah. Tarkov's definitely in a stale state. Like you look at what they did this update, they for sure changed some stuff. They definitely changed some minute things that you would only notice if you played a ton. But like the sexy changes, like all the sexy stuff that you want added, meh.
Yeah.
Right? They added they added the lighthouse expansion, which was cool. You know, it's a good area, but like you don't go there. There's nothing there because the trader's not there yet. So it's kind of they added what else did they add? They added
got the goons, which
there you go. That's the other one. So you got the lighthouse expansion, you got the goons, and you're not really seeing the goons that often.
Nope.
And they're kind of like, I don't want to say that the bosses are busted in Tarkov, but the bosses aren't fun in Tarkov, right? Like, I like Sherman. Sherman's fun.
Yes.
Rochelle is fun.
Yeah.
And a stretch would be Sanitar's fun, but he's not even fun. Like, they just feel like they're at such an advantage over you that it's not fun, right? Especially Killa. Killa doesn't even have a voice line yet, and he just runs at you, slides, and you die, right? Yeah. So you have to, like, cheese him with, like, flashbangs or, like, impact nades or all this other stuff, and it just it's not feeling the most fun when you're up against these cool AI, right?
Yeah.
And you know, they added Lighthouse 2 wipes ago. I don't feel that map. I don't like that map. I just think the way you traverse the map, the way you go around the map, it's very it's very like you go south to north, You never go north to south. No one's ever doing that, and there's not much east to west on it that much. So it's either you go, you know what I mean? Like, so, and the fact that like you're trying to cheese rogues, you're trying to do stuff like that. Scavs can kill the rogues. I get that scavs can kill the rogues because of like the backstory and everything, but it's still like, it's just like you shouldn't be able to. Okay, like you really shouldn't be able to cheese them that bad. So it's Tarkov, you know, it just feels like the same wipe pretty much. I would say like it definitely feels like I'm in the same kind of wipe from 6 months ago. And yes, they had new guns and stuff, but like not enough has changed recently where people are super excited. Yeah, you were saying like if January and December is like, I would think in December, right?
Yeah, because Christmas you get the drops and all that, that type of event.
Yeah, I don't really care about the drop. Like, I don't care about the drops. You know, I as a content creator, I love drops and they're great for the channel, but it's been overdone. I feel like it's just, you know, just what we need is streets. You know, we need streets and we need some tweaks, but definitely streets would help. A new map, the map we've been wanting for the past years. I think open world, like I really just want open world to come. I think awesome. Open world would be so big in that game.
Yeah. But what's your take on Arena?
I don't know what to say. Okay, okay, so here's my 2 cents. Tarkov could have been one of the best BR games ever made. Like if they instead, and I get it, there's a lot of BRs out there, but guess what? There's a lot of arena shooters out there also, right? Yeah. So like, I get that they probably couldn't do it because it's Unity and like Unity is not good with that kind of stuff. But like, I'm just saying, like, if they were to do it, it's one of the it would have been one of the best BRs ever created. But anyways, so they're doing an arena game. I don't play arena games. Like I was playing Call of Duty beta. And you know the deathmatch and the capture the flag, it's not my jam. Yeah, I just realized it's not my jam in life. I like Tarkov. I liked going slow. I like that I can play at my own pace. I don't have to engage if I don't want to, or I can engage in my own kind of way. Right. Does it mean I won't play it? Hell no. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna shoot the shit. We're gonna make fun content through it. But like what I'm saying is, I feel like the reason I got into Tarkov is because I'm an older gamer now. I'm getting older, and I want that slower. I can play how I want to style, right? You know the way the Call of Duty beta, I was playing invasion mode, which was like there's 20 AI on either side and 20 players, and it's like even if like I love that mode because like even if you're just killing AI, you feel like you're doing something. You feel like you're contributing. Like I'm contributing to the team, right? Yeah. So. You know, I like those style modes. If I am doing something arena, I want to feel like I'm still contributing, even if I'm not the best PvPer, right? Yeah. But like when it comes down to it, you know, everyone's super excited and everything, and I'm down for that. But like no one's right now at the moment playing arena shooters either. Like you don't see a lot of Tarkov players being like, "Hey, I need to go jam that Call of Duty deathmatch." No one's doing that, right? Nope. So I'm hoping though Tarkov brings a different flavor to the arena shooters like they have with how they did Tarkov. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I you know, I'm more excited for streets, open world, not peer, but what's the other one they talked about?
DMZ or
no. In Tarkov, they talked about it's the shoreline. It's like just off a shoreline. It's it was in the movie. So it's a really cool idea. So in the Tarkov movie, I know so many people right now are listening to this and they're like, Geeks, you're a dumb. It's like shipping. I don't know. It's one of those. But what's cool about it is, and even Nikita talked about it, where you're going to go in, but in the movie they strip the players of everything. Yeah. So they went into this container area yard place. Yeah. And they didn't have anything. And that's how it's going to be in the game. So when you go into it, you're going to be stripped of all your stuff. And I'm like, it sounds awesome. So if it's like a DayZ, right? Yeah. You're talking about that. We start by, you know, getting stripped of everything and maybe just have like a pistol on us. Yeah. And that's how we start the match. Oh, that sounds like a blast. Yes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? That's what I'm excited about. Like Arena, or I'm gonna be excited for, but I'm more excited for maps
Yeah.
and adding to what Tarkov is.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
who are you rolling with anybody these days when you're playing Tarky, or are you really just it's just you
I
soloing it
no
with your community?
well, yeah, I play a lot of solo community. I try to play with community, but like, it's my job. So like, um, so we did the first community day in a long time because like if someone says something wrong, I can be banned for it, right? So I'm like, guys, I'll try to do this with you guys. We'll we're gonna do this. And then someone said something that could definitely get me banned, and I was like, fuck, well,
Oh,
day's over, and it
yep,
just put a bad taste in my mouth. And I know they didn't mean it, but I have to be careful, right? You bring someone
absolutely.
into your stream, I have to be careful. But I play with Jesse, Finest,
Yeah,
Crazen, Jeepo. I play with tons, Magpie. Like
yeah,
there's a lot of friends that I play with, a lot of content creators that I play with, but a lot of times I'll play by myself too because I'm not paying attention as much when I'm with another content creator.
right.
It's totally different, right? When I'm with
Yep,
a content creator, I'm definitely making content with them, and we're doing it. Where if I'm by myself, I'm making content, but I'm kind of just shooting the shit with everyone, right?
right.
Like I'm
Yep,
just kind of like I'm super more present with everyone.
yeah, yeah,
So sometimes I like that, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, it's just a mixed bag for sure.
yeah, yeah. Because like when you're playing with another content creator, chat's almost a spectator because you're just focusing who you're playing with. As opposed when it's just you, you have more focus on your chat, and it's just you and chat
Well,
basically.
that's what's so hard about like finding other. I would say like almost it's kind of like etiquette with
Mm-hmm.
content creators, right? Like like basic etiquette is to have push talk on,
Yeah.
right? Like that's just basic etiquette. You being like, hey, like it's after raid. If they're not talking to you or something, like give them some time. You try to like, even
Yeah.
though I'm not going to say I'm the best at it. I talk, like I'm there just shooting the shit at them too.
Yeah.
But like you just got to know that if they're, you kind of get a feel for it. Like they're saying short stuff or just saying like,
Right.
things quick. You try to like give them some break. Maybe they're talking to chat at that moment. So yeah, it's really interesting and yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So now when you're signing off for the day, what is there any free time for you and Mrs. Timmett to do something like, watching some TV?
Of course we'll make time, right?
Nice.
Like we make dinner. Like I would say right now the greatest thing ever was the I'm not even sponsored by them, and I had an offer. I should have taken it, but the fresh
Oh,
box,
yes. Yeah.
whatever.
Fresh food. Yeah.
That's been our godsend since we've had like um the wedding stuff. Like it's getting to crunch time, it's just like
Yeah.
we don't have to think about dinner. Like it's
Nice.
just one thing, and you wouldn't believe how much it really does help. And I'm not even sponsored, I'm being honest. Like sometimes me and her would argue about what we have to do for groceries,
Mm-hmm.
what's dinner for the day. And
Yeah.
like and we we didn't touch on this, but I do to make money because of how this economy is and my business and everything. We do have people that live with us, so we have like international students that come live with us.
Yeah.
So we have to have dinner ready for them and breakfast and stuff. And like sometimes like right now we don't have anyone, so we've had two Japanese people, females that lived with us. They were going to school at the university, so we took them in for an exchange program, and we get a little bit of money, but we have to make sure they're fed and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And and just like having a dinner like planned out and everything. I know I'm a chef, but it's just like I don't want to deal with this right now.
Yeah.
And like the missus is very plan oriented, where I'm like I just want to go to the grocery store and freestyle,
Yeah.
like so it is kind of funny, but we definitely make time for each other, and I make sure I try to make time. We like to watch our TV shows, but we're
Yeah.
so tired all the time, right? Like
Yeah. Well, the wedding is a load too to plan and
oh my god, it's a
oh
nightmare.
god, yeah.
I can't even describe how
Yep.
much this is a
Hmm.
nightmare. This is a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm assuming, if you go to your Mrs. Timmett and say, "Hey, let's do breakfast supper tonight. Let's have some cornflakes." That's probably not going to fly.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just do like eggs and hash
Yeah.
browns and toast and stuff. Like we'll do stuff like that for sure.
Yeah.
Like I love breakfast at supper. It's
Yeah.
so good,
Hmm.
right? It's so
Easy.
good, and yeah, it's easy. And we've been doing lox and bagels a lot right now, so I've been making salmon lox.
Okay.
Um, and that's been really good. And yeah, it's just quick, easy meals. You know, you prep and it's done.
Yeah, and yeah, we didn't touch on the whole exchange because when we chatted a while ago, you had a Japanese girl over, and how was that experience? It must have been really cool for them and you.
Yeah, it is really cool. It was really cool to have an exchange student. We had one that lived with us for 2 months, and then one that lived with us for 9 months, and it was really it was a really great experience because we got to take her to, like, we have Blazer season tickets. So the way we get out of the house is we go for date nights is to the hockey games here. Our local Western Hockey League. We have a Western Hockey League team named Kamloops Blazers. So we go to that. That's like our excuse to get out of the house in the winter and have date nights. And then you know, we'd be able to take her there, or we go to the theater, like the play. We do a lot of Western Canada theater, so a lot of plays, a lot like that. She does too. We take them to that. But again, cultural differences, you know, their English isn't as good as you want. So like having a conversation's sometimes really difficult. Like you want to be like, hey, how is, you know, but like it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So it's it's different. It's different. You have to learn. Yeah.
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 Cool. So, big wedding coming up. Once that's out of the way, pedal to the metal, focus on content, and maybe some collaboration with some other people.
Yeah, a lot of just pedal to the metal. That's about it. Like, we're just going to be smashing things out, and I'm going to be trying to just put out more content.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to put out more, right? Like right now, I am doing, like, I have 7 days of TikTok already pre-uploaded.
Nice.
Really happy about that. And I'll have some YouTube shorts done, but like I just want to I want to focus on making better long form content on YouTube. I really do.
Now, when you do your YouTube shorts, do you just mirror them and throw them up to TikToks, or are you doing two separate videos, like a separate thing for TikTok and as opposed to YouTube?
Well, it's no. I do I save it as a file that can be so. The downer part about shorts right now is they can only be a minute.
Right.
So I do have an editor for half my TikToks. Like they do any like gameplay edits. I have an editor for that.
Yeah.
But then any like tip video, if you ever see like Tarkov tips or like, you know, greasy angles of Tarkov or a story kind of thing, that's all me. And so I kind of do half and half with them.
Yeah.
And then YouTube videos, I get like one here or there from an editor, but I would say like 90% of the YouTube videos you see is me also.
Yeah.
And it's just hard. Like an editor, I find it the hardest thing to deal with an editor is to be like, oh, this was a good raid. This was funny. Like I'm funny here. Here, edit this. I have like a huge problem with that. I have to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love your thumbnails, dude. Your thumbnails have been.
I work my ass off for those thumbnails, and I kind of went with the style, right?
Yeah.
Like definitely like the words on the left, and then that one guy on the right, you know. But it works. It is what it is right now. And again, I'm looking at click through rate. So this next video that I'm trying to put out, I'm doing something totally different, and it's a little kind of, I would say, more stupid mainstream, not clickbait, but you can like, it's that check mark and then the X on the guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying it out, see what the click-through rate's like. And if it's bad, guess what? I can change it within a day, right? Like if the click-through rate's bad first 24 hours, I'm going to change it and try it. Like, because you can do that stuff, right? You can change stuff. You can see what your click-through rate is and start changing.
Nice. Yeah, I like that the DMZ thumbnail you have of the killer guy. That's just sharp. That was really well done. Yeah.
Thank you. I had that idea, and it's hard to do stuff like that. It doesn't take 2 minutes, right?
Right.
Like, like that's all it's
time consuming. It's not just playing video games, man.
I love my job. I love my job. That's what I say.
Man.
What I do.
Yeah. Well, Geeks, man, you've been awesome. Thank you so much for doing this.
Dude, thank you for having me, Budsky.
Yeah, but now before you go, you got, actually, I didn't even tell you. So I had MoiDawg on a while ago, and he called you out to be a guest. And I said, I'm already working on him, but I was like, I never knew there was a connection between you and MoiDawg. He knew you from Hearthstone.
Yes, yes. MoiDawg?
Yeah, the guy who does squad streaming.
No, he doesn't know me from Heart. Well, he might know me from Hearthstone, but where I know him is we met at Squad.
Oh,
Like this, dude. It's a story I don't want to get into it. I regret. Yeah, it was. I made a regretful thing, but MoiDawg, I know him from that Squad. Really great guy.
Yeah,
really great guy. I've never played with him.
yeah.
I need to play with. I need to reach out to Moi and talk to him because he's a fucking great guy.
Yeah, it's out of left field. He said, "Yeah, you know what? You need to have Geekseh." I was like, "You're not into Tarkov? How?" And then he goes, "Yeah."
Oh, we all know each other. Yeah. We all know each other.
So that was nice. But anyway, so it's your turn. Who are you calling out?
Who am I going to call out for this? Okay, I'm trying to think of who you had on.
I've had a lot, so don't worry.
Yeah. No, I know you Magpie.
You know what? If you can twist Magpie's arm, I can't get a hold of her. I would love to get Mags on.
Magpie or you know who else? Jeepo and Finest. I fucking love those two guys. Those are two amazing human beings.
There we
go. Let's throw. I you know what I hate about this kind of stuff? I feel like I'm leaving people out, and that's what I like. I hate I hate leaving people out. I don't want to leave people out, but those are three people that you would love. Yeah,
excellent. All right, everybody needs to go check out Geek Stuff. Drop comments and likes. They don't cost a thing. Yeah, as you've heard tonight, he's an awesome guy, man. He's Canadian.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, brother.
Buds, thank you so very much. You guys can find me anywhere on Geekseh. Just search GeeKseh. Search YouTube, TikTok. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter. All that stuff. Just come by, hang out, say hello. It would mean a lot, guys.
And you can buy his hats from
Ethos Threads. Yes, we do have like puff stitch hats. I spent like a year and a half like R&Ding these hats, and they're like, so what I love about these baseball caps, if you guys are baseball snapback fans, is they're like baseball hats where they have the puff stitch. So the stitch isn't just like a stitch, it's like it's puffed out. So it's like I love my hats so much. That's the one thing I will say is Ethos did an amazing job. You can check out all my merch there. Everything's great. So yeah.
Yeah. And I love the logo. The logo is fantastic.
Thank you. Yes, it is. I love it too.